Welcome to Poor Decisions. What do you think, Bindi?
Very informative as always. I feel like you guys could just talk all day. So it's amazing that it was done as quickly as what it was.
I was literally, during my toilet break going, I don't think we tangented it as much as we thought
you
we
actually
were.
stayed very...
Alex, high five.
Oh, the second.
Second high five for the podcast. That was well better than the first.
No, the first one was better.
The practice.
Just on... Yeah. It was a good listen. You guys were actually very professionally focused. I was impressed.
First time for everything.
Yeah.
Concise.
And yeah, that's not her experience in tax planning meetings. So
Focus, Alex.
I thought about this a lot. So I'm going to read out. Oh, man. Now I'm dying. And never mind.
You haven't even had a sip yet.
I know. So, Laura, when I started thinking about what to get for this, it was a little bit of a struggle because my first instinct, what is like classically German, not German, but like what is over-engineered, precision-built,
direct,
excellence.
A little bit rude.
But it felt too much like a low-hanging fruit.
Okay.
Felt too easy, right? Because you aren't, like, you're not the stereotype of Germanity.
Don't look
Germain?
at me for an English word, mate.
Germanicus? I don't know. It just sounds Roman. You are the peacock, as you keep calling me as well, which I reject. There's a lot of colour going. Look at your wedding photo that you got on social media with the sunnies. There's a lot of flair happening. And I kept kind of coming back to two things, excellence and hidden emotion. Because like behind your excellence, sometimes you hide emotion for the precision fact, right? And the more I sat with that, it kind of was like, well, what is a culture that has imploded a little bit, thanks to England, has chased a little bit of purity in its excellence over the years. And I thought of Ireland.
Nice.
And that's where I sounded with a little bit of an Irish whiskey.
Interesting.
And so while some cultures have been torn apart inside and out, they've had to find their way back to the roots of where they want to be. Ireland is definitely one of those where they had a lot of dismantling of their culture for long sustained. I actually had this conversation at my mum's birthday on the weekend. And out of that kind of hardship and poverty was built something pretty cool. Like they've had to, all their stills were destroyed, complete whiskey industry ruined, and they've had to kind of build it apart. And they've just got this obsession with purity in their whiskey. That's the Nazi plug.
No one would have noticed that if you wouldn't have pointed it out.
I think people would have. So one of the things they do in the search of purity is they triple distill their whiskey. I couldn't be bothered to reach back over there because I just realised I hadn't done mine. So you have yours and it's nicely watered because how much do you like whiskey, Laura? Tell the audience.
A lot.
Very convincing.
So you and Bindi have the tiniest pours I've ever done in my entire life.
It smells nice.
It does.
It smells like I want to drink it.
Do you reckon it's just going to disappoint when we actually do
It's all downhill from here.
It does need water, so you guys are on the right side of that.
Yeah. Yeah, it smelled great.
Smells better. It's Morris, which is Bindi's favourite. That was one where it kind of undersells on the nose, but really sells on the juiciness and the fruit coming through. I find the triple distillation process of Irish whiskey sometimes robs it of a lot of the character. And so that's kind of, there's a note of, I think it's acetone coming through where the alcohol kind of nail polishy taste.
Got that bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our
See?
Bindi's and I qualified opinion is nice on the nose.
And the first little bit of the sip
Yeah.
is actually pretty good, and then it
And
turns
then
really
it
bad.
washes off, and what is left on the tip of your tongue is you're like, oh no. Yeah, it's fascinating. I've got some cask strength Jameson, which I call our birth, deaths, and funerals bottle. We only take, that's when we drink it.
Right.
It's maybe the second most expensive bottle I own.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not watered down as much. You can put it down. That's okay. Our first rejection.
Well done for trying it.
We knew this was going to
Are you meant
happen.
to serve whiskey with dark chocolate? Am I making
Ooh.
that up?
Is that a thing?
No, you pair different things with different foods. So like in the Glenfiddich distillery, we did a tasting where they paired different foods, and one of the foods was dark chocolate
There you go.
because it drew out the particular notes in there.
In that
I've got a
particular
photo.
one.
Yeah.
I feel like you
but
need
then
to
there was
add
another one.
snacks.
It was veal,
Oh.
like dried veal.
I feel like you need to
It
add
was-
snacks to this.
Do you like tartare? I always say that too.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, veal tartare is delicious.
Yeah.
Maybe we should do a Stanthorpe business outing.
Yeah. I mean,
Isn't
can we
Stanthorpe
write that
Winery?
off?
Do you know, actually, I don't care about the time today because I have a rant. I want
But I have
to
a
build.
meeting.
True. I'm watching the time. I want to build and I know you like this idea, just a recording closet. Like these are clothes I've just got for podcasting and content in the office.
Wardrobe or
It's always there.
wardrobe, yeah.
Yep. Wardrobe. Yep. Like it's just always at the office.
Uh-huh.
There. I can't do that because it's not tax deductible unless it's branded.
Oh.
Pain in the backside.
What?
Yeah. How did like Nine get around it? They just get big companies to sponsor their talent for the clothes.
Oh, you mean you're talking about the... Oh,
That's right.
you're talking about the actual wardrobe.
Yeah, yeah.
In my head, I thought you're building a podcasting studio
In a closet.
in a closet because it's like
I
walking
thought
closets.
that's what you meant as well. To be
Yeah.
fair. It must have been in the way that you said it because I was like, what?
Yeah,
why
I
would-
Yeah.
was using the wrong word.
Yeah. I didn't know that. I thought if you needed something for something, it was a write-off. But I guess we're in the company of the right people to tell us otherwise.
No,
No.
you can't just write it off.
Well, as we've established, tax write-offs are a bonus,
They're-
and we should not be making business decisions based on what is a deduction. We should be making business decisions off what we need for the business. And if we
Bindi
get a
is
write-off,
now our CFO. Congratulations on the promotion.
And this is how she got a
I
promotion.
told you I was very much listening to what you were
Yes.
saying.
Yes, but that's actually, yes.
But yeah, all
I
that is
sign
to
off
say,
on that.
I see a lot of parallels and some non-parallels between Germany and Ireland when it comes to whiskey.
Yeah,
Well, I can't help but think I want to put something in it, and I don't know. This is the first one that's like this that I'm like, I want to put like
Yes.
an orange peel in it or
I think-
something. Like it
Yeah.
needs something
Yeah.
that
yes,
flavors
it just needs something sweet like me.
I've actually,
yeah.
the rest of this one's gone to whiskey sours.
Some agave syrup. Is that what you put in? I don't know. What do you put in whiskey? Like if you want it to taste.
I make whiskey sours.
And what's in that?
It's sugar syrup, simple
Yeah.
syrup, and lemon juice.
It just needs something
And then
sweet.
egg whites for the
Yeah.
frothiness.
We should have one of them. one
Yes,
day.
you need to upgrade your
Yeah.
repertoire.
A bar
Do
cart.
you want
We
to
need a
drive-
bar cart and a snack cart.
Yeah,
Write the letter so I can get. I want to do that, Laura.
there's
but
a space for tiny fridge here.
I mean, AML and integrity and
Mate, not fun being accountant
yeah, you guys this year have got
this year and next year as well.
yeah, but this year is
it's
actually you've figuring it out this year, and next year you got to execute on it.
Oh,
but-
yeah. Well, I mean, this
Oh,
year
the
we had all the
financial year.
TASA
Next-
stuff.
yeah.
Yes. So,
Well, it's
sorry,
all-
I'm an
it's all next
accountant. I
financial
only
year
think
then.
in financial years.
Yeah. I
I don't do
think
calendar.
I've said this on the podcast. I've got 3 years I track. Financial, calendar, and then our business goals are like March to March.
Why?
Because
can't-
that takes him 3 months to get into the groove.
Oh my God, I love that. Yeah, okay. That's true. Fair.
You know the real
And then, he
reason. and
probably,
that's
and then he
brutal.
probably rewrites them in July.
yeah.
You know, but
I'm about
but that is life, right? Like
Yeah.
you make
Well, you
plans
can't-
and then you change them. Fair
Yeah,
point.
Yeah.
No. Anyway,
I mentally change them and keep it on paper.
but I
back
do
there and
find
yeah.
I find it challenging when we talk about your business and you have completely different time frames and values, because you also always talk about how much you have lent rather than how much money you have gotten, which for that lending, which confuses the living daylights out of me, because you're like, oh, I
Yeah.
lent 20 million, and I'm like, what?
I've had to clarify a couple of times that 60 million, when I talked that number, it's what we funded in a year,
Yes.
not our revenue. I would not be going to you for a letter. I would be buying the place in cash.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know, I
Yeah.
get that now, but you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, I mean, we've all got our different parlance that we talk about, but also like when I'm talking financials, I'm mentally like to you, like it's taken me a while to translate that into revenue because I didn't want to be depressed about how much less I was earning than all my banking friends at the yeah.
Fair enough.
Like
So you just felt better being like 60 million.
yeah, that was double than a lot of my banking friends, so it felt better. But it's also like it takes time to get momentum.
100%. And I
It just
think that's
takes time.
actually a really good point,
Yeah.
because people, maybe social media is to blame here. They just think it is easy to build a business and it happens overnight, but it's not.
Yeah.
And it's also, you know, even people that scale a business really quickly, the problem then is that they scaled it really quickly without any systems and processes.
Yeah.
99 problems then.
I'm excited because I know a lot of what Bindi has to say about being a really good professional and actually leading things is really translatable to scaling a business and being a good business owner and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because I don't think, like a lot of the top salespeople are the top salespeople that go into business. Like you think of real estate agents, brokers, even accountants that start their own, they're generally the best at BD. Like it's very much, you're generally the best on being the outward face, if not the internal processes, or the best manager or leader, right? That is something where I think we kind of then, how do you get the skills to be the leader within the business and scale that chaos? Like if you just go too hard at sales and autistically just do ADHD really, just spicy brain everything, like, and burn yourself out in 12 months and you've never actually brought any stuff along that journey.
I think you have to have people around you that hold you back. Or not hold you back, it's probably phrased incorrectly, but like
you've got to have value decisions. Like, so for me, I made a very concerted effort in the business early on to go, I'm not going to sacrifice my family on the altar of success. I'm not going to burn myself out and create something unsustainable that hasn't got the foundation right, that my family hasn't gone on the journey with me about. And I think making those value decisions actually allowed me to grow the business more sustainably.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah.
I think slow and steady growth is probably more sustainable. Like the clients I've seen that would almost double every quarter or 6 months in turnover, they eventually got to a point where they just had to stop because every single thing
was falling apart.
Falling apart, and everything was attached to the one business owner.
Yeah. And slow and steady allows you, I guess, to have a reflection point more regularly and look back and say, what do I need to change, and actually implement things before it's too late.
100%. What do I need to plug in to get it away and systemize it? It's like building the foundation.
Yeah.
And I think, like I say, we built slow and steady. We've doubled year on year, like literally every financial year.
Yeah.
I haven't allowed, like I haven't sold my soul to sell deals at any time throughout that, because the foundation was right. It just kept compounding.
Yeah, I think though that's where you can do that in the beginning, but when you go from 2 million to 4 million, like that's then because you add a lot more people.
Yeah.
And people create complexity. You need systems. Like if you go, I think the biggest growth a client had was from like nothing to 12 million in like 4 years. And that's hectic. And even
Bindi
as
would be
accountant,
full time.
yeah, as an accountant, you're like trying to keep up with the tax stuff, making sure they're
What
still
type of
making
industry
money.
was that?
That was NDIS.
Wow.
Yeah, but also have
And they're back to zero
electrical.
again? Or?
No, no, because they've got
No, I know.
sound financial support.
They've actually been wise.
All right, I'm going to get into questions.
Yeah, sorry.
Because we still haven't even asked the first one yet. So let's start with Laura. What was the worst financial decision you've ever made, and what did you learn from it?
I know we talked about this beforehand, but I completely forgotten what I was going to say. I think I said that
the hair.
Oh, yeah. I used to straighten my hair chemically.
yes.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to be like
I'm
everyone
so
else,
happy you
have
said
straight
this because
hair.
I've got a good one. Yeah.
And in hindsight, and I guess that also comes with maturity a little bit. In hindsight, it's nice to just accept who you are and to not spend like $400 a quarter on your hair.
Yeah.
And not sit at the hairdresser for like 4 hours.
Yeah,
I
it's
know
an
Anna
investment
is
of time,
listening to
hey?
this
Yes.
going, yes, Laura. Like when she listens to this, she's like, correct. Embrace the curl.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
I was
anyway,
actually-
I'm out and proud now.
Yeah, I was actually
Out of the curly closet.
my daughter who
Mitch,
is
can you just put a rainbow in post on that?
my daughter who is an avid listener of the podcast.
my future paying PA and first ever recipient of nepotism.
Yeah,
within the
she's only 12, but she has curly hair, and she would be like, "Mom, tell her to drop the curl routine. Like, what does she do to get them to look that good?"
we can talk about that. It's taken me a while, but
I can
now.
tell that there's something deliberate been done here because they look really good.
Do you put sorbeline in yours as well?
No, I'm a lazy curly girl, but I swear by my silk pillowcase, and I only wash it with baby shampoo, and I condition it and I gel it, and then I most of the time don't dry it. I just let it hair dry.
Gel.
Yes, that's how you
Interesting.
create the curly cast. Anyway,
Yeah. Get onto curly TikTok and you'll see.
Really?
Alex.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like we can all see that you're desperately trying to have some curl to blend in with
I
your
just don't want
family,
it to be greasy.
and it's cute. But yeah, then
No.
you're probably over conditioning. Anyway,
No,
that's
well,
a chat.
This is
not a curly podcast.
It is today. I stuffed up the timing of this week, so my hair is more fluffy than it normally is. That's fine.
Yeah. Wash timing is a whole thing.
Yeah.
It's a whole
Yeah.
hair wash day is a whole thing.
It's a massive, yeah. I just stuffed it. That's cool. I would say that Anna, when we were dating, I don't think she's ever chemically straightened, but when we were dating, I have a photo of her that I think it took 2 of her friends on either side of her 3 to 4 hours to straighten her hair. And it came down quite almost to her butt. Like her hair over the years has been very,
yes.
very long.
Yeah.
yes, because they
and
do get quite
it's
long.
the only
but
time
they-
I've ever seen it straight. And I think she was probably when she was like 23, 24 for a friend's engagement party.
Yeah, also then, to be honest, in Queensland, the humidity just kills the straightened hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, my pursuit of curliness is just actually making it look good. That's like if I had to learn because it's just wavy. My mum has very curly hair, thank you.
I think it's blending in with your family because you've got curly girls, curly wife.
This is a constant joke, but yeah,
Anyway.
sure.
Yes. Well, I tend to agree with your answer there because I, for a period, was spending all day in a salon getting hair extensions, and you have to get them redone every 6 weeks, otherwise they start to grow out. And it was so
I don't
regular,
get the hair
and
extensions.
it was
Never
so
have.
expensive, and it wasn't until I sat down and reassessed my finances and was like, "This is crazy.
Yeah.
What am I doing?"
I mean, look, when I'm in my real mood, I would say females should be paid more than male because we have to maintain this whole thing.
yeah. And not to mention
but we
the
work
amount of time to get ready to come
I really
to
want to do it, but I'm recording this. I really want to make it a misogynistic joke.
We have to maintain this whole face,
We have to walk around smiling all the time, otherwise everyone gets upset.
Anyway.
Okay, excellent.
Stop! You're triggering. Yeah. No, can I just say, for years before I
I've got a
started,
meeting.
I need to defend my hairdressing because you made attacks at me earlier. I am back to a hairdresser now, but for years I was at the same barber just because I loved Danny and he knew my hair when it was shorter. Prior to that, for years, I used to use a hairdresser that didn't do men's pricing for haircuts
how's
when it
that?
was short. It was like $110 for a men's haircut for like just
Short back and sides.
Yeah, the one where I got this Superman nickname. That was hairdresser days. But yeah.
Yeah, right. There you go. Okay. Now, Laura, my second question for you is in the main episode, you guys spoke about, your classic example of a tradie who wants to buy a trailer. And do they just go out and get it, or do they have some financial literacy and, be deliberate about what they're doing and have a think about things first? Let's say, whether or not they're in their first year of business and they're still warming up to these types of decisions, or they just really don't know where to start. I imagine that they would be able to speak to you and you would be able to at least tell them their position, run some numbers, tell them their position, tell them what their forecasted position looks like, and give them the ability to then make an informed decision. Still could be the wrong decision, I'm sure, but they can make a more informed decision if they just pick up the phone and give you a call, right?
Yeah, 100%. I think it's always worthwhile to book in a meeting and to educate people around the numbers and just give them that understanding. If you do this, this is how it's influencing, ultimately what you potentially take home, really.
Yeah.
Having that education. And if you're not even at a profitable level, the question is, do you really need that trailer, or is it a nice to have? Obviously, with tradies, often they need it.
Yeah.
So that's,
But at least it might be the conversation where it's like you will be not taking home as much revenue at the end of the year, which means maybe that holiday gets pushed back a year. Are you okay with that? Or whatever. But like that conversation can happen at decision-making time.
I think a lot of it is awareness, giving people awareness, because I don't think people think about it in that sense that, okay, if I go buy this, that means my wage can't be as high or my business isn't making that much profit.
Yeah. What are the down the line?
What are the down the lines? And then the other set is, does it have to be, I don't know, the massive trailer?
Yeah.
Or is there an option?
Is there
that's
an interim
different? Is there like a second hand? Can you hire it if it's for one job? Like, just having that sort of thought. I think having finance available sometimes makes it very easy for people to finance it.
Yeah.
Rather than thinking, is this a sound financial decision?
I think the instant asset write-off not being a thing anymore is a good thing for the health of many businesses.
Yeah, I mean, it is and it isn't, because it's still up to 20,000.
Yeah,
but yeah.
Yeah, where it was getting people into trouble was financing cars at the end of the financial year to go and again avoid a giant tax bill. And it's like, yeah, but you're left with the payments of that over the next 5 years.
100%.
And if you then run at a loss next year, you actually cannot afford your debt.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I mean, obviously, again, you always want to, like I always say to clients, if you're not making at least 10% profit on top of a market value wage, what's the point?
Ooh, I like that.
Well, what's the point, right?
No.
Like, I would rather than go and be employed and not worry about life than earn like nothing extra. But so that's the aim of the game, is getting the business to that level. Yeah, really. Yeah. And if you
to reward you for all of the hard work that you put
100%, like small business is a roller coaster ride.
We say this, we say this all the time. Like, it's too hard to run a business and be in that process to not pay yourself, to not earn money and just write everything off because you're chucking all your expenses through a family trust. It's like,
I mean, what's the ultimate goal of starting a business is to create wealth.
Yeah.
I would think so, not to get tax write-offs. Maybe, but like, what do you know what I mean? Like, that's how I would 100%. Look at it long term. Down the road, when you retire, you want to retire with money.
Yep.
You want to retire to something.
I left Westpac and Combank because I knew they weren't going to back me to create the team around me to be the most successful finance professional that I could be. Like, I joke around with tax efficiency. There was a little bit of that, but the reality was I just knew I wasn't going to get that team. And without that team, I knew I couldn't get to the max level of my career of exactly how I wanted to. And that would be being at the peak of my career would enable income to be able to be earned whilst to be able to be created.
Do you know, like a lot of the times what I see is probably not that though. Like business owners probably take less of a wage than what they would if they would be working for someone else.
Which is fine in startup phase, but at some point you've got to be able to pay yourself
change
to
that mindset around it. But you know, that's like a whole lot. That's like a whole lot of chat. Topic. That's like all about business. Yeah,
I'm gonna throw a similar question to you, Alex, which is, you know, we see all too often. I know. When I was a lender, I feel like every time someone was in a finance period and had bought a house, they then went uncontactable overseas or something like that. But also people, for some reason, when they're buying houses, start buying cars and big assets as well. And a lot of the time we have set something up or calculated things or pre-approved with a bank and tell them, yes, go buy a house based on cash position or equity position or something like that. Do you want pre-approved customers to give you a call and say, hey, I'm thinking about buying a trailer or some other kind of asset? Like if they're going to be spending money that maybe you have considered in their calculation, would you rather them just give you a call so you can tell them what that looks like? Maybe it just slightly reduces their borrowing capacity or maybe it slightly delays their house purchase. But, you know, if they've spoken to you, you can tell them that so they can make an informed decision.
Yeah, I think the intensity of which we talk to the two pillars is out of that trauma that you just explained, right? Like we talk not to deposit. I don't use the word deposit unless I'm talking about you putting a deposit on a contract to purchase a property. That's the only time it's in. Like the bank doesn't need a deposit. It needs to know your funds to complete. And we probably overemphasize the funds to complete conversation because we don't want any misconstruing of where that money is going apart from the ability to complete your purchase. That is what those funds are there for. They're isolated, they're siloed. And if your goals change and they shift, like the answer is yeah. Like to answer your question, yes, I want them to call me, but I feel like if that's happening, I've already kind of failed at helping them manage their money and isolate everything. Yeah. Because you should have everything in buckets, everything isolated. And we've got, I'm not going to dox him, but there's one guy that pops up once a year working with another accountant who I'm just like, dude, this money's not real. He's like, I've got all these invoices about to get paid and I'll have the cash to be able to purchase the house. And I'm like, so you don't have the money yet? Yeah. 3 years on, cash every year, king. The same conversation. And I'm like, let me know when you're actually, and he's driving a new ute around at the moment. I see it pretty regularly. And it's just like, you're never actually learning your money. Like you're not learning. Yeah. And you're not understanding. Talk to me when the money's in your hand and you've actually been able to show that you can stop spending for a minute. Because as it comes in,
delay gratification.
Gone. Yeah. So I think we've really got to understand that you can't get a home loan as you're saving. You've got to get approved with what you have saved or what you have accessible and then isolate it. Yeah. So if you're then going to plan a trip or, you know, whatever, just have the money set aside. And yeah, sure, if it's $5,000 and you've got 130,000 in there, we'll find a way to sort it. Yeah. Whatever. But yeah, it's just a bigger conversation, I think.
Yeah, good one. And to finish us off, Laura, what's you obviously see people's ins and outs of money more than most people. What's something that you see people do with their money that quietly makes you cringe every time you see it?
I forgot what I was meant to be saying.
I think.
What do you think?
What did I say to you?
I can't remember.
We don't know that.
I think it's
we didn't actually need you to answer in the brief. We were just letting you know.
I know. I was like, damn it, I had an idea. I think it's twofold. It's not necessarily a spending habit. It's probably lack of awareness where they are spending. As in, like, they don't know that they've spent X amount on this.
Yeah, so they're not running a budget and then reflecting and stuff like that.
Yeah, that like goes probably more for businesses as well and accumulating.
No, it's both.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
but I can only speak to
Yeah.
businesses because I don't necessarily have an overview of individual people's spending, if it's outside of their
I mean,
tax return.
the expenses that it
Yeah.
translates. If you're
Yeah.
out of control in your personal, you're out of control in your business and vice versa.
Yeah, so it's that like the lack of awareness and therefore no ability to change
Yeah.
it. But then I guess also just that immediate gratification rather thinking about, what can you do long term with that potentially.
What is the one, like, is there a particular habits you see your best business owners demonstrate when it comes to money and finances?
I think it's just thinking really smartly. Like I've got clients and they do, like their business type is as such that they could quite easily have 25 people that are driving around in utes because they need ladders for what they do. But they've actually chosen Toyota Yarises, which is like a really small car. They then get changed when they purchase it to fit the ladders on the roof and have a toolbox in the back. But the difference is $40,000 per car. Like that's the sort of thing. Like they think about how they make every single thing super efficient so they spend the least amount of money. Because that goes on, right? Like if you have a ute, it's the initial purchasing cost, it's the fuel, it's the repairs. Like a car is always more expensive in the running costs as well. I thought I was genius. And it's like all of those sort of things. It's like making the little optimizations financially throughout the business with every decision and making sure you get bang for your buck.
Yeah. So what is going to achieve the result?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like I've actually never drawn this parallel between not like normal personal finances and business finances. Is that when you're a young person, I say, I keep trying to like pre-position my kids. They're young. They're just starting out working. They don't need to have the best of everything. They don't need to have things like I have because, and I certainly don't spend a lot of money on anything because I'm still in that infancy stage, I feel. But like I was like, you don't need to have the best of everything. Your first car doesn't need to be your best car. Your first house doesn't need to be your best house.
Yeah.
We go over this all the time. But it's the same in business. Like if you drive for the first 5 years, if you drive a Yaris and work your way up to a car that makes you really happy, how good? Like that's what you need to do to build that wealth and compound. Yeah.
Well, but also to jump on that, if you have 50 people in utes when a Yaris would do, what is it but keeping up with the Joneses?
Exactly.
100%.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think that's like a broader sort of chat about finance and like people, particularly young generation thinking, we need everything. Like for someone that comes from Germany, obviously with the accent, like I was mind blown how much is on finance in Australia when I came here. Because I guess I was raised with if you can't afford it out of pocket,
don't get it.
you don't buy it. And that would apply to cars. Obviously houses is, different, but it's just different mindsets around it, I guess.
Well,
but if you apply that to your business as well and just think, how do you get your return on investment and do you need to have this or can you get it cheaper? Because ultimately in your business, but even as an employee, you're the one that is left with the spare money and you can then invest that, not just in actual investing, but you can invest it in something that brings you joy and fun, if
like Mustangs.
Sure.
No, but it's an interesting concept because I think like I'm always, okay, what's the cheap thing? But what is going to remove friction in this process? But then also what is going to last longer and be more sustainable long term? There is a balance and you can either choose to weight those things as they should be weighted or lean on one thing to justify what you want.
Yeah. I think it doesn't necessarily, it's not about getting the cheap thing. It's just making sure what you get is what you need and not more.
Yep. Well, yes, but like...
Depends on the circumstance, I guess.
Let's just throw it out, right? Yaris versus Ranger.
Yes.
You could go get everyone a Ranger for 50 grand.
Yeah, more.
Or I've got no well, no, top of the line would be
Ranger
75.
Is like,
bottom of the line, like single cab. You go, okay, let's go 60, 70,000 for like a dual cab normal Ranger. 30, 40 for a Yaris?
Yeah,
I've got
think
no
so.
frame of
Yeah.
reference.
I think it would be probably, maybe.
I was going to say
maybe
20, but I was
less,
like, I feel
25,
like that's
Either
10
or,
years
but
old.
also like the fuel difference.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And so
yes,
exactly. You've got cars.
Not to mention insurance and
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
Crazy
Well, you've got
difference.
one car that's going to last forever because it's a Toyota and a Yaris, and one that's going to need the whatever coils
Don't you
replaced.
drive a Ford? Isn't a Mustang a
Yeah.
Ford?
That's why he knows about the problems.
Yeah, but I don't know what the diesel has. It's got certain not spark plugs, but certain coils in. And Julian's going to shoot me because this happened to his brand new Wild Track within a month. But Yaris is like Toyota's just known for running forever, right? Versus like that's one thing where you're like that car's going to go forever and ever, do 1,000 miles. Everyone's got a ladder to do whatever they need to, and they don't need to take a lumber wherever. So that kind of fits the bill. Versus like I think in our business, like, you know, you're buying a 16 gigabyte RAM laptop that's out of, you know, that's can't run anything properly in 12 months time.
Yeah.
Versus you're buying a 32 that's going to last 3-4 years. Like
I think it's just such a lovely concept to treat a business at its age. Like I've just never really considered that before. Like if, you know, young people, we tell them all the time they don't need the best of everything. Young businesses maybe don't need that. Like maybe it's a lovely goal to work towards. And if you all end up driving a Ranger later on, then you've worked your way towards that. And that's, but like other businesses that are doing it, maybe they've been in business for 30 years. Like they have worked up this huge amount of money that they're able to very comfortably afford to drive those cars.
I guess
it doesn't mean you need to start.
Exactly.
Like
it's like looking at what the business is actually a vehicle to build your personal wealth, ideally.
Well, it's stakeholder management, right? It's understanding who's the stakeholders of your business.
Usually it's you.
Yes, but you've got to go, hey, Alex in 20 years is the stakeholder here. How can I best reward him?
Yeah. Anyway, it comes all back really to awareness, I think, and just, thinking about it before you're doing it.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us today, Laura.
No worries.
This has been an awesome conversation. And thank you very much. See you at the next one.
Thanks for having me.